Hello and welcome to another video game story time with me, Sky Fellowship. Today's episode is going to be about, I don't know how to title it because I don't want to just come off as if I'm yelling at capitalism yet again, but I kinda am yelling at capitalism yet again. Licensing sucks, maybe? Yeah, licensing sucks. Because there is, this only happens a couple of times, and I noticed that it actually happened with Maddening Euphoria. This is one of my favourite silly little high score chasing games, and part of it is how the game looks, because visually I think the game is absolutely stunning. Loads of different art styles and different colour combinations, and I got enthralled with it. And another part of it is the music. Now, the music was absolutely exceptional. It was like really chill and trance-like, and there was genuinely some like truly great philosophical songs that, like, while you were listening to them, they really were speaking to you and like genuinely trying to tell a story. And in case you're sitting there confused right now, I'm using past tense for a reason, because as you can probably hear, that's not the music anymore. We have stuff like this now, and it's kind of ruined the game for me. And the only other game where I can think of where this has actually happened is Super Meat Boy, where Edmund McMillen, and I wish I could remember the name of the other person, famously had a huge falling out. And I can only assume that meant that the music rights became an issue, because the only way, as far as I'm aware, to play Super Meat Boy with the original music is on Steam. I think the original soundtrack is still available on Steam, because you can actually get the soundtrack as essentially a DLC. But the Switch version and maybe the Xbox version these days, because that was where I originally played the game. So to be honest, maybe the Xbox 360 is the one that I'm thinking of that has the official music, and Steam's one that had to change. Because yeah, basically all of its soundtrack had to change as well. And these are the only two games I can really think of where this happened, and both times it is significantly worse, to the point of it did actually ruin the game for me. And it may sound weird, because music may not seem that important to people. A lot of the time, gameplay truly is like the be-all, end-all of why you play a game, but there are definitely a load of little factors that make up what makes a great game a great game. And losing the music has taken both this and Meat Boy to such a mid-level. I mean, I'm gonna have to actually turn the music down for me, because this is absolutely getting to me now. Like, I had a headache before I actually started this video, and this has absolutely ruined me, so I apologise if it's now at a level where you can't even hear, but it was deafening for me, even though I've tried adjusting the actual volumes on OBS, and I think it's because, yeah, I'd done that, but not done it in-game, so I could probably fix this, and I will very quickly, just by turning that slider up. But yeah, I really don't want to be the person who just constantly yells at capitalism and how capitalism is why we can't have nice things, but it's really fucking annoying when something as important as video game music. Sonic 3, I think, is another one, actually. Sonic 3 was kind of famously reported as having music from Michael Jackson, but under a pen name or something, and I think it did officially get confirmed, and now whenever they release Sonic 3, they can't actually use the original soundtrack, and these are things that are so important to the actual feel and the actual vibe of the game that it really does hurt and ruin the game. And it's so fucking annoying that it's some weird bullshit capitalist law, like there'll be some licensing thing where it's like the music runs out at a different time to the game. I really wish that we'd have actually figured out a way, especially by now, because this is well known, that we can actually fix this. But it still seems to be an issue, and it is so, without trying to do a pun because this game's called Maddening, it's so fucking maddening that this actually is still an issue. Because I don't think this is an issue with movies. As far as I'm aware, no one's ever put a movie onto 4K from 50 years ago and been like, well, now that we're releasing it on 4K, we have to change all of the original soundtrack. So why is that a thing with fucking games? And it's always a thing with games. And it's something that's only going to get worse, it feels like, until we finally decide to fix it. Because they're only going to keep releasing more games that have old licensed music and have to change it. I know Find World have done it on a bunch of things now that I'm actually starting to remember. I know they've done it on, I want to say they've done it with Burnout. Part of me thinks that they actually removed Paradise City from Guns N' Roses. the literal lead song with Burnout Paradise, and maybe they eventually added it back in again, but the actual title fucking song, Paradise City, was removed from the game. I am beyond sure. So, why is capitalism the way it is? Seriously, why is money more important than anything else to so many people? It's so fucking infuriating, because I would love to get fully invested back in this game again. I used to play it all the time to relax because it was such a nice, easy, chill game. And yeah, the gameplay was actually difficult, but the music and the art, it would be so trance-like. And now, you've not just changed the music, you've changed the entire fucking vibe of the music. Now we've got like complete cacophony of like rave EDM style stuff. And I do listen to this kind of music, but I don't want it with this game. And with that, I think this episode, this rant essentially is done. And I'm going to say, until the next time, I truly do hope you have a great rest of your day. If there's any huge notable exceptions, like notable things that I've missed and forgot to say about the music of a game that you love that completely got changed and ruined the vibe, please do post it below, because I know this can't just be a couple of games in my like area, I guess. It's mainly because like I do not play things like Burnout Paradise, so it took me as long to remember it, but it can't just be these 2 or 3 little niche games that I like, you know? So yeah, please post in the comments. Until next time though, bye! So that was the end of the video, but I found out that actually you can play this on backwards compatibility on the PS5, and I genuinely didn't know that. And yeah, I'm just going to end this video now with some actual footage and audio specifically of what the game should actually fucking sound like.